Hello, welcome back to BLENDERSUSHI Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at another basic creation of a procedural texture using Sverchok. So this is another exercise, and this is the kind of result that I'm getting from a normal plane. Basically, it's 128 by 128 points, and I plug this thing all the way from the original to get this result. But basically this is actually the original plane, and we simply push the plane ups and downs using this procedural setup. It looks kind of tricky if you read it, if you look at the notes all the way and suddenly you get this kind of result. But this actually is still kind of simple. It's just a mixing of sine and then cosine and then also exponential, I think. It's just a different way you can kind of mix the nodes around. So I'll show you what's actually going on. So we start with the plane. Like I said, it's a 128 by 128 with a step of 0.05. So it's quite small steps, but we get a more resolution that way. And what's happening is I'm passing this point positions in X, Y, Z, but obviously only X and Y matters. And in this case, I'm kind of rotating it 45 degrees. I don't actually need to rotate it. I can keep it simple and just zero this out. So I get rid of the rotations. What I get is just like a wavy stripes. So that's the first thing to do. Where's the stripe actually coming from? You will see the stripe actually coming from this guy, I believe. From this, the X, the point position in X pass into this multiplier. If I make it like 10, we have more wavy, and we have cosine. We can also use sine. It's just the opposite. And then it goes into this multiplier. I'll try. If I increase this number, just multiply it, we get like a more amplitude. So that's also kind of working together. So this is the amplitude. This guy give you more or less wavy stuff. The exponential kind of give you the effects as well. Maybe you don't actually need the exponent. The modulo, maybe I'll try the modulo later. But I believe the Y actually give the stripe somehow. So if I'm increasing this, maybe like make it 10 while keeping this 0, I'm getting the stripe. So the stripe comes from the Y. This is we did this already. Of course, this is the surface if you look at it from a 3D, but the texture itself just looks like a stripe. So this is something that you already know, but simply by using the value of X while keeping the value of Y, we get our wavy stripes. So this is of course it's looking more elegant, even though it's actually still pretty simple right here. There's this exponential power that if I plug that in, we get a totally weird random looking object. So this is a surprise. We can try like a different thing. For example, if we actually plug this into the exponent, we're probably gonna get a different result again. So this is definitely more complex and more intricate. This is actually one of those surprise. You don't actually your brain can never kind of make something like this. This is kind of like a little bit of magic happening because of the formula. But you can kind of tell, okay, that's a sine, that's a cos, but sometimes you get this kind of weird result. Actually, I'm gonna take a snapshot of this because it's very, very interesting. If I reduce that number, you can kind of see the pattern. Okay, but still, this pattern is really, really beautiful. It's almost like aboriginal painting. Yeah, which is weird. But if I keep it simple, get rid of the power, we get normal wavy thing, much simpler. There's this modulo. If I plug in the modulo there, we get a slightly interesting pattern there. There's kind of like almost like an offset. So this is also something that you probably want to play around with. I think this is quite nice. I'll take a snapshot again. I like to keep this like a snapshot while I'm working, kind of keeping the whole diary full of patterns. Maybe at some point you can mix and match it. See, the modulo kind of give you, I don't know what it's called. It gives you the repeat, but it's kind of like hard kind of repeat. Maybe this is something that you want, but maybe that's not. But just keep it there, just in case you want to kind of mix them around. So keep going, and we get to this part where we actually just adding the X and the Y together, and this is the result, the wavy stripes. So yeah, the title of this this live noding is supposed to be the wavy stripes. At this point, really, if you really want to do more, you can use a vector noise and kind of mix the noise if you like. But that's like an extra thing. If I just plug in the result into the noise and plug this guy in, we have slightly like a noisy result. Maybe we shouldn't plug it this way, but instead do the noise from here. The noise itself using the points from the grid, so I plug that in. But the output should be scalar, and with the scalar we can kind of combine these wavy lines with a scalar value. I'm gonna use another math function. I think it's add or multiplier. I'll try maybe adds the noise and the original wavy stripes together, and we get this result. Look at it from the texture viewer. Slightly random, not so obvious. Maybe I need to do something with the noise, like maybe increasing the strength, maybe. Instead of using math, I'm gonna use vector math. I'm pretty sure there's like a noise happening, and we can amplify the noise to get a more interesting result. So there you go. Slight undulations. Increase it even more. You get this noise and wavy pattern. Almost like a terrain, even though it's kind of low res. Not very pretty. This guy is okay, not too bad. If I change this to cell noise, we get that, which is not too bad as well, but not particularly pretty looking. Well, I'm just gonna keep that in there. Yeah, that's actually not bad if I increase this. Okay, that's slightly better. Just now I might have made a mistake with the noise thing. That's slightly better. Okay, we can always bake it, you know, and kind of use some blender modifier and kind of tweak this, make it smoother or something. Smooth, repeat it 20 times, vector, oops, don't make it exploding. Shade smooth. So that's a smoothed result with slight noise. The noise is not particularly interesting. I think we need to make more changes somewhere. We can randomize the seed, but there's only slight noise variations here, not so interesting yet. You can always add a vector here and kind of make it noisy in all directions. For now we are only pushing it up and down, so that's why it's not so interesting. But anyway, that's a quick breakdown on the whole wavy stripes thing with a little bit of noise for a little bit of interest. But anyway, give this a try. Hopefully this is useful. Let me know if you have any feedbacks or any questions. Thanks again for tuning in, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.